As always, we up at the crack of freaking dawn. I should have actually been driving 3, 4 hours ago, but my body decides when it wants to get up and go. I was like wondering why am I up so early? But literally, I did my tech, technically 10 hours of sleep time, but my body said no. I want some more. So I got up and got around and got to it. Good morning, Mike. How you doing, man? How you doing? Morning, Moss, man. How you doing? Uh, Trying not to be discouraged because my truck broke down last week. Cost me a lot of freaking money, but hey, it is what it is because I had to keep on going and cut out some loads. And now I got to go home for vacation. Not my off time. I would like cut this out and just keep on going, but you know, it is what it is. We got to go wait for our anniversary. So, but I'm gonna be cutting back on a few things in the next couple of weeks so I can catch up. We all know how that goes. You know what I mean? But uh, I was looking at some stuff um, yesterday, and again, I'm gonna start working on my second channel a little bit, but not go too much. Some shorts and a few other things, and it's just gonna be a continuation of this channel. Um, I changed the name called Can't Stop Living because see, we guys, man, life's too short, and we really gotta enjoy, you know, our life while we have it. We gotta enjoy it while we can and while we can get down and do the things that we were never able to do. When we were younger and, you know, growing up and, I wanted to have this, I wanted to have that. And, I, I'm not really a gold person that has all the gold and the flashy stuff. I'm not really not that person. I'd rather have, I wouldn't, Lamborghinis and all that, but I'd rather have an old school muscle car. Yeah, I'd love to have that. Um, I'd love to have. I don't need a brand new Harley, but I'd love to own one, a Harley or an Indian. Um, and maybe I'm gonna start working towards that. But right now, um, I'm just keeping my eye out and trying to keep afloat without starting to drown and start looking bad in that. So I'm gonna be talking with the wife um, later on today and tell her what I was thinking about doing and see what she says. Um, but one of the things that I've always didn't I that I never knew about and I really enjoy, but again I had to slow my roll. I had to cancel one cruise, but you know I learned about cruising and how much fun it actually could be. I learned about enjoying the process, enjoying. Oh, good morning, Urban. Enjoying the process of booking the cruise, traveling down, paying it off. Um, I've kind of been out of kilter because Charles been booking these different cruises. And I love cruising with them, so we're kind of out of we've been out of whack since since before. Literally, I'm not blaming y'all, Charles. Since before COVID, because my broke behind, I learned how to spread it out so far out that I have enough time that I could pay it off by $10 a paycheck, or $50 here, $100 there, $25 there. Next thing you know, it's paid off. Lately I've been dumping them on credit cards and then paying them off, and which is not, it's not good. It's not a good idea, and I'm trying to get back into the normal train of thought. Like, I just booked the cruise, which, I'm following Charles and them. He usually goes somewhere on his birthday, which is I enjoy, which is January of 2026. So it's so far out, and I'm gonna talk about that in the next few minutes. That And we got the inside room. It's literally put, the missus put $200 down on it, and all we owe is $500. So I have literally um till 3 months before January of 2026 to come up with $500, and that cruise is paid off. It's as simple as that. And the reason why, I was thinking, and the reason I was thinking is because I think it wasn't the last cruise, but it was the cruise before that. There was a lot of country bunking people on that boat. I'm surprised that one guy got on there because he had a hook on his a fish hook. Guys, what they do is they, on the baseball caps, they have a fish hook on there. He had a fish hook on his baseball cap, and the guy was in the what do you call it? Daggone thing. I call it, it's a hot tub, but it ain't hot. And on any Carnival ship, it's going to be the lukewarm tub, the lukewarm, funky water, no chlorine, people drinking and urinating in tub. And I've seen a lot of country bunking um, Caucasians, I'm gonna say it like that, that were having a good time in seeing about cruising. And a lot of times when you ask African Americans, hey man, like come on, like, why don't you come on this cruise with us, and so forth and so on. And good morning, good morning. And a lot of times, hey Marlene, how you doing? How you doing? Um, we you ask African Americans to come on a cruise, especially those that were brought up in the hood, inner cities, stuff like that. A lot of times, and it's a rolling joke, but it's really the truth. They never learned how to swim. Um, I'm actually a really good swimmer, but the thing is, there's a difference between swimming in a pool and swimming in open ocean water. Even though you can't swim, say for example, you say, "Well, I don't want to go on a cruise ship because I can't swim." Even though you can't swim, I'm only going to survive in open water, especially in stormy seas or something like that. I'm only going to survive just a few minutes past what you're going to survive. So that notion that I'm not getting on this big ship because I can't swim, and I'm not going, I'm not going to do it because I can't swim. I'm okay. Think about this. Every room, except for the big ships, you have to go. You have to get every room on the older ships have your life jackets right there. So if you just learn how to learn how to put on a life jacket because they teach you. They teach you how to put on a life jacket. That's why you have to go to the muster the muster. You have to go to your muster stations when you get. It's maritime law. They teach you how to do that. And the thing is, these uh, these boats that you see on the side, you see the little boats on the side of each ship. Those are your emergency craft. So if the boat sinks, They put you on those, lower you down, and you escape. These boats are unsinkable. That's how they're built. They're unsinkable. You, there's no way that you're going to, you're not going to drown. In trust and believe. When something goes down like that, they're gonna, these ships have big command centers. They, even though sometimes they get it wrong, they run from storms. They alert the Coast Guard. They alert, emergency vessels. So if you're scared, that's something that I'm just letting you know that it's possible that you can get on there and not have to worry about. All right. Now, say for example, you want to go on a cruise ship, but you don't know how how to choose the right ship. That's one, and where to go out of. Okay, first of all, number one, plan out your cruise. Yeah, and one you can have cruise lines that you can choose from. I'm just gonna tell you a few. You got Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Virgin Voyages. Let's and you want to say how long you want to go. For new folks, I suggest go on a short cruise. They got like don't like a 3 day, 3 or 4 day cruise. Um, the more discount cruise lines is like say for example is Carnival, and you can find more discounts on these other cruise lines like Norwegian and or on the older ships or what do you call it? The guy a Royal Caribbean. Like, cause we're going on one on Royal Caribbean next year is like only $900. Well, we got an inside room. But it's a brand new ship. I've always wanted to go on the mega ships, so that's why we're going on the mega ships. But one, pick one of those and plan how long you want to go. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you an actually, I kind of went ahead of myself when I said, and most of them, like, for example, Carnival, and you can catch deals where in certain times of the year, you can put a less down, like, normally they want 200 down, 100 per person. But a lot of times you can catch, which is non-refundable, like and that's what happened on one of mine, is you can put $50 down, but that means you can't get it back. Okay? And in that process, it's like old school going to Walmart and paying for a layaway. You have a certain amount of days, and this is what I'm saying. I try to push it as far as I can, so you have a certain amount of days, like a whole year to almost a year and a half, 2 years to pay off your cruise. So, okay, I got an extra $50 in this paycheck. I'm gonna send it off to Carnival. I got an extra $25 in this paycheck. I'm gonna send it off to Carnival. I don't have no money this week, so I'm not gonna do nothing. But the next following week, I'm gonna do $25. I'm gonna send it off to Carnival. Do you see what I'm saying? You add, if it's just like a layaway. See, I don't have this money. And like I said, most of the time, I'm the one that pays for our cruise. So when you spread it out and you plan out your vacations further out, you have the choice of how you're going to pay for it. Or you could do it like that, like I'm saying. You can pay it in full if you're balling out, but or what you can do is you can finance it through Carnival, which is going like literally you'll be paying double, which is kind of stupid. Or you can put it on one of your credit cards, or you can put it on a Carnival credit card. When you put it on a Carnival, if you get approved for Carnival, they automatically give you $200 on board cruise credit. That's one thing. Now you can go to these websites, and plan out your stuff yourself. There's people that's really good at doing it. I'm not good at doing it. Norma she's okay doing it. Charles finds these deals like a mother, but it be cracking me up. Or what you can do is get you a um like I knew I was gonna forget as soon as I was trying to get in there coming out of my mouth. A vacation specialist, that it, somebody help me out. The word I'm looking for here. Uh, a lot of these cruise personnel that have these cruise channels, they are vacation specialists, and they get paid to exactly they get paid to find you. Oh, travel agent, thank you. I knew Marlon, I'm getting old. They get paid to find you the perfect room. But here's the problem that I have with this. Here's the problem, and this is the problem that actually happened to me. I did and I'm not going to name the name because I don't feel like getting sued or whatever, even though this is all true. It was a YouTuber. At the point, I used to be on that channel. I was so excited. Oh, they're such nice people. I can't wait to, cruise with them. And it was a what you would call it cruise, group cruise. And you got a lot of people that'll be on here doing these group cruises. They've got cruise channels. Come on, our group cruise. Yeah, I'll come, but I'm not using you because one, the guy ripped us off, and I'm gonna say if you go through Carnival and the price drops, if the price drops and you notice it, like Charles says, knows it, you can go back to Carnival and get money back or money off on that same cruise. Like say if you paid 1,500 and the price drops for that same comparable room to 1,200, your price drops to 1,200. And I had booked a group cruise on the Carnival Celebration. I was trying to get Charles coming in there. Now I'm gonna book it myself. He booked it, and one of the things we went through this YouTuber, and he was like, I don't want to be on that phone for forever trying to get that whatever, and he was really snotty with my wife. You know what I'm saying? He was really snotty with my wife. And his wife had to get on the phone and talk to him and explain the stuff. And you know, he was a real bitch ass ninja. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to confront him because every time we had a problem and we wanted to change, we wanted them to sit with us, and we were all sitting in this big group. No, you can't. Charles, your friends can't sit with us because they didn't pay for the group cruise. I said, well, we don't want to sit with y'all. We want to sit over here. So we needed them to change that so we could sit with our friend. And every time she called him, he got more and more snotty. That's why if anybody, group cruise credit or group, cruise people that are YouTubing on our YouTube streets, and they come on here and they listen to this. Hey, I'm sorry. That's why I don't do it, because I'm always talking about how much I love my wife, and you talk bad to her, and Charles stopped me. Cause I see them I had already had some liquor in me, we would have been in trouble. Cause he would have got bitch slapped. I'm sorry, you don't do that, and that's not how you handle business. And that's not you know what I mean. But back to the story. You can use a travel agent if you're trustworthy for that. Now let's see. Gotta watch what I'm doing here. Okay. Now, now, One, you got to figure out how to get there. You could either fly. Now, I'm talking about people from the hood. You could drive, or a lot of parts of Florida. Then now they have a new train, which I've always wanted to try, but we're not going to try it this time. We're going to try it one of these days. Now, when you drive, you have to have a place to park your car. They have other areas. They have other things to uh, the other parking companies that will take you to and from their parking garage, to and from their parking area, which is secure, barbed wire, the whole 9 yards. And you pay a certain amount of money per day that you could put that um, into your your buying or your cruise situation. Okay. Now, once you arrive, you always want to other people that I'll be nameless drive through the night, which is no problem. I don't like to pay for hotels, but this next one coming up, we're gonna be there a day early. I'm getting a hotel room, two hotel rooms for me, my son, my sister, and my wife. Um, you wanna get there a day early because you don't know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen, and uh, this is an investment into your future, into your vacation. Also, and if you're very cautious, you might even want to look into getting vacation insurance, cruising insurance, especially pre-COVID and after the COVID. It can get really expensive. Anything can happen, and if you got cruise insurance, it can help you in the long run, because if they have to take you to the hospital, if you're a sickly person, if you're overweight, out of shape, you got take a whole bunch of pills, something go down, the doctors on the boat can only do but so much, but they got to take you off the boat, then they got to take you to the local whatever, and you could pay tens of thousands of dollars, and they won't let you leave till you pay. So you're taking that chance. You want to watch out. You want to be careful. You want to be observant. You want to figure out what is the best option for you and your family. Because if you get really sick, and we've seen a lot of times when we get into port, someone is taken away in an ambulance in other islands, and even getting home, or if they have to get the Coast Guard to fly you from the ship, to come get you from the ship, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's just something to think about when you just pay an extra $100 or something, for this cruise insurance, instead of messing up your whole situation. All right, let's see what else. Because I wrote down a whole lot here. All righty, where we at? Okay, now when you get to the port, when it's time for cruise day, there's some things you just got to remember. Look, you're on vacation. Plan ahead. You got 1 2 years like I do. Plan ahead. Don't be a cheapskate. These people are trying to live also. You have what's called porters. When your car pulls up or your bus pulls up, and you got to put your stuff on the ship, you got what's called porters. They come out to get your bags, and it's suggested per bag you want to give them a $5 tip. They work for tips. So this is how these people make their living. A lot of them are like retired, and this is supplemental. They get your stuff on the ship. You give them a good tip, man. Charles gave this guy a good tip. Next thing you know, his bags, when they got on the boat, his bags made it all the way. It was inside his room. You know what I'm saying? All the way. It was inside his room. So it's more of it's more of a fantasy. You're on this big floating all inclusive resort. Get on there and have fun. But if you're for in the urban areas, I ask this: relax. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody, cut your attitude. Relax. If you have questions or whatever, they most cruises have a Facebook group for every cruise. Brand new people, you know, seasoned people, seasoned cruisers, and they explain certain things for you when you get on the boat. And they tell you this is what's going to happen. Now, heads up, you've already paid for your cruise. You're on the boat. You meet your cabin steward. Your cabin steward can do certain things for you. He could actually bring you ice for your ice bucket every day. If you need extra pillows, if you need another cover, if an accident happened, Norma got sick, and I found the cabin steward. They had to have because the choppy waters, she got seasick, and they steam clean the carpets and stuff like that. Um, they will, if you need something, you need extra pillows, extra, uh, you know, extra hangers that you want to hang stuff up. Normally, I work out of my, I work out of my suitcase. Half the time, I don't like to put stuff up. This last cruise, I actually did because the room was small. Um, but these people, and I'm gonna say, human beings, people, they work hard. They come from third world countries. They will actually say your name, and you're like, and they are trained to smile and trained to. They will get so, it's how they make their money. At the end of the week, it's gonna be, it might be $100, 110. Actually, plan for that. You'll be paying at the end of the week. It's called a gratuity. You're paying gratuities. What you're paying for is that it's a thank you to that person that cleaned your room, picked up your dirty drawers, cleaned your funky behind toilet, and wiped your floors and straightened out your room, left you a nice animal towel on your bed, smiled at you every morning, came in, did everything. These people work ungodly amounts of hours. These boats are not U.S. boats, so they don't have to live under our hourly, wage. These people work ungodly amounts of hours. I remember one waitress that I'd seen her all day one day, early that morning, through the day, late night. I'm being a pig, sneaking in, out to get some stuff and taking it in the room. I'm in the elevator. I looked over, and that was my waitress. I said, "You still working?" And she said, "Yes, yes, sir," and smiled. It was that fake but hurt smile. When I remembered that it was automatic because I'm a big cheapskate. But from that day forward, when I get on the boat, and I haven't been doing it lately, but I got to get back in the habit, is make sure I leave money for my waiters and waitresses. That's including the gratuity, because the gratuity pays for your wait staff, some of the back of the house, and also for your room steward. I give my room steward 50, at least minimum $50 when the cruise starts. Here, bro, this for you. Take care of it. And I got to make sure I start getting the wait staff the same thing. And that's to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because a lot of times when we go to these regular hotels, these regular places, these people are at the front desk at a regular hold, mean and obnoxious. And you get more with honey than with vinegar. They treat you like, they treat you really good. They treat you really nice. Now, one of the things is you want to bring with you is a medicine bag. Medicine bag. You want to bring, aspirin, seasick medicine, um, stuff if you got bad stomach like I do, Pepsid AC. But I suggest, this is just me, this is going to sound disgusting, get you some big old jar of fiber pills and start taking them either before you get on the ship or when you get on the ship. And the reason is you want to keep them bowels moving. Why did I say that? Because you will overeat. No matter what you say, you will overeat. You're going to eat yourself stupid. And you'll be hitting your stomach. It's going to be rock hard solid. Because it'll clog your stuff up. Keep yourself, keep yourself healthy. Keep yourself moving. And for all you vegetable eaters, they got big salad bars. You're going to eat yourself. You're going to eat yourself silly. Now, be prepared, especially for all of these cruise ships. It doesn't matter when you book it, other than Virgin Voyages. But Virgin Voyages is going to cost you a whole lot more. The down payment for Virgin Voyages is $600. They want minimum $600, and you can make payments for them too. But your gratuities are included. You're not charged later. You get a $200 drink package per person. It's all included in your pay. You know what you're paying for. Okay. Now, Wellness and Frugal Mama would enjoy a Virgin Voyage cruise because it's based on the younger, not younger people, but younger at heart. They have they have a big workout area. A lot of the areas outside have punching bags, exercise machines. They have adult featured, not Christian, but adult featured free workout sessions that is kind of adult, risque type stuff. But it's all based on exercise and really silly type of stuff. You know what I mean? And you have fun with it. They even have you go back in the 1980s with, that lady, let's get physical. They have stuff like that. All these cruise ships do have workout facilities where you can go into the gym and work out and enjoy yourself. And also like Carnival, because that's the main one we cruise on, is they have a track where you can get up and walk in the morning, jog, and or exercise. They have the gyms. You can really enjoy the situation. Now, for you folks that can't go a day without smoking pot, let it go. Let it go. You can go if you want to go on a cruise. Let it go, because in these cruise ports now they have. Hey, good morning, Wellness. They have they got dogs. You got to put your bags down and let the dog walk by and check your bags. And a lot of ships now have a dog staying on board, and he walks the hallways. And they will come in your room, confiscate your stuff, lock your behind up in the brig, or restrict you to that room and put you off at the next port. See, but and everybody said, well, I have my card. It's legal in legal in my state. But you're under maritime law. It's not legal and under maritime law. So that captain will put you off that boat at the next port, and you got to figure out how the heck am I gonna get home? So if you need marijuana that bad, first of all, you need to go to get detox. But let it go, because they are raiding rooms. And if you think, well, I can get off at Jamaica and find me a local and get me in, yeah, you can, and then bring it back on the boat. Guess what? They're coming for you, including if you smoke and you don't want to go up to the top deck or the designated smoking area. Don't go out on your balcony and smoke. That wind will ricochet back and throw those ashes back on you, and it can cause a ship fire. The stuff that you're used to doing, that's you're endangering other people's lives. Don't try it. Also, be vigilant. There are crooks on these boats, and there are people. I sat there and watched this one lady. I bought a cup. I'm sitting there cracking up. I bought a cup. It was labeled wrong, so she had to look in the computer. She's worried about charging me the right amount of money for this cup, when sister girl is walking around and shoving stuff in her bag, shoplifting on the boat. I'm surprised she got away with it, because guess what? They have cameras everywhere. I'm surprised she got away with it. Now, if you are an alcohol connoisseur, they have stores on these boats where you can buy alcohol tax free. And you know how we do as African Americans, we got to get the clear, the clear liquor that you can't get nowhere else, and that's actually the cheap stuff. The darker the liquor is actually the stuff that's more expensive, is more good, more smooth. But we gotta have the clear liquor. You can get that on the cruise ships, and actually in some ports too. It's called duty free. You can actually do that. Now, I'm not gonna say, guys, I'm not gonna say that cruise ship food is straight up delicious, because it's not. Some some boats you'll find something that is. Some things are, you're like, oh my god. They're like Guys Burger Barn, Shack's Chicken Shack, the pizza's okay. It's fun because you can keep it getting more and more and more. Some of the Asian restaurants, they're wonderful. You just to find out what on your boat is free and what is not. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's all about trying to upcharge you. So always know that. And also always know this kid's gonna be freaking kids everywhere. Especially these newer boats. Mom and daddy come on the boat. Mom and daddy go one way, the kids go the other way. There's only one boat, which that last boat. I don't know where these kids got their parents from, but these were the most respectable kids. And I've been cruising for years. These are the most respectable kids. We only had one spot, and the reason, right, where we would sit and play cards and eat and stuff like that, you could hear them running above us, because that's where the water park was. So what did you expect? But these other boats, yo, you be like, where your mama at? Where your daddy at? You know what I mean? Where your mom and daddy at? Where your parents at? One of the highlights of Carnival, I can't say for anybody else, is the adult show, not the adult comedy show. That's just it. A lot of times you'll get lucky. You're bold to get a good up and coming comic, and everybody find that he's hilarious, and then you can't get in there. But most time it's kind of has been, comics is they're okay. And I've heard the jokes before. They're just leaving out their latter years of their comic life. But one of the fun parts about Carnival is on each Carnival cruise they have an adult game show. Um, and it can be a little risque. It can be a little risque. Now I made the mistake of laughing at a sister that was in the show, but I'm sitting there, this gay dude, having a conversation with, me and him I'm having a great conversation because he was telling me how many cruises he's been on, and I'm like, oh my God, you haven't been on land, and he's having his martini, and he's saying, look, you think I had a long, been on it? You should see my brother and sister that I'm cruising with now. And he was telling me, and we were just laughing, and she's thinking I'm having a conversation with this dude, just having a real good conversation, just laugh. She thinking I'm laughing at the woman on the black woman on the stage with the fake hair and the weed, and knowing my wife right here. Are you crazy? Ain't no way in hell. So now, when we go to these adult things, I just stay to myself, and whatever. You got to learn how to play the game when you're married. You see what I'm saying? What you looking at her for? No, ain't nobody looking at her. I'm having a conversation with dude over here. I remember that I told Charles that he still started laughing. Now, uh, these, let me see, where am I? Where am I on? Okay, now each cruise line has what's called the drink package. Now, if you can't one for one, if you can't handle your liquor, don't get the cruise. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, sister. You know, first of all, if you're a pig like me, you ain't ever gonna get drunk. You ain't ever gonna catch a buzz because you're gonna be so full of food that every time you get a drink, it's a waste of time. But a lot of times these drink packages, I think it's like, don't quote me on this, 50, $60 a day or some crap like that. You're paying $300, $400 to have all these drinks, and the people that are not used to this, you're allowed 15 drinks a day, and they literally try to drink those 15 drinks in 24 hours. You're allowed 15 drinks in 24 hours. You get slapstick and drunk. Security has to take you behind to your cabin. Yo, it's not worth it. You'll never make up for that much alcohol. There's a way to get yourself alcohol, but I'm not broadcasting it. You can ask me personally, send me an email, I'll tell you how I do it. But I'm not putting it out there. I'm not telling our secrets. Next thing you know, Carnival be looking on here. Oh, hey. So we need to check you. We need to keep an eye on you. No, 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 player. No, we good. But now, also, if, and I say this with all respect to people from the hood, you live in the hood, you have to defend yourself, and you have to, you have this attitude that everything has to be shouted. No, no. You got a problem, go to customer service. You've had a problem, You take the survey and tell them what happened. You'll get a survey at the end of the cruise. You will get a survey that they are looking to make sure that you give them the best ratings. If you get horrible ratings, they'll contact you. I promise you. Now, fighting, and a lot of times carnivals had enough. Fighting on these ships can get you um, restricted to your room for the rest of the cruise. If it's really bad, they will put you off. They will put you off this cruise ship at the next stop. And then you have to figure out how you gonna get home. Then charge you. They will put you off or have you arrested at the next cruise ship. You remember there was a fight on one of the Carnival ships out of New York, and when they came back, there was cops waiting to take. That's embarrassing to take you off the ship. They would, so, and then charge you $500. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And if you're a Karen or you're a Ken or you're a busybody and you see somebody drunk and stutter, look, I promise you, because this would happen to a lady. These two old ladies they were on the dance floor, and these other two women were on the dance floor drinking and getting drunk and spilling. And one of the ladies said to her, "Hey, excuse me, you might want to put your drink down. You're spilling it all over the place." That lady got mad, shoved her to the ground, and started pummeling her. The lady that said "excuse me" got charged $500 and was threatened to be, uh, you know, if you fight again, when she didn't fight, if you fight again, you'll be banned from Carnival for life. Just mind your business. Get up and go. Or somebody takes a seat. Okay, deuces, dude, you can have it. I'm on vacation. Do you see what I'm saying? Now I talk a lot of crap, but I'll wait till you get off the boat. Nah, it's not even worth it then. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth it then. But because people, look, most of the people, most of the cruisers, when you look at their cards, especially on Carnival, if you got red means you're brand spanking new, blue means you're just above newbie, gold means you've been around. If you see gray, that means they're platinum. Man, they got the hang of this. Also, I forgot to say you can choose certain types of rooms when you're cruising. I should have said that earlier. You can get a balcony. You can get uh, a room with a window where you can see this really. You're going to be low on the ground. Low on the ground. You could get rooms in the back, rooms in the front of the ship. Carnival has certain rooms where you get free access to the saunas and the steam rooms, and in a certain part of the ship. If you're trying to save money and this is the first time and you're a little nervous, you can get an inside room. Inside rooms, man, please. Our next two cruises, no, not next cruise is about no, next cruise, our next three cruises, we're in the inside room. We're not trying to be bougie or whatever. Our next three cruises are in the inside room, and each ship has a different amenities that they're trying to get your money on the celebration of Mardi Gras. You can actually get on A roller coaster is like 25 is 25 $25 for two times around the two times around the funnel, which is it was fun. I got pictures of me in the back because I was like I ain't got the nuts to be in the front. And Charles did it. We was just hilarious. We got a picture of his face. He's there laughing. Um, they have ropes courses. These rope courses for adults is really freaking scary. I'm not even gonna sit there and sugarcoat this crap. I got on there and went around, and about halfway through, I couldn't move. I was so terrified. But I was more embarrassed. This was on the horizon, the boat we're going on now. I was more embarrassed to um, call for some help. So my legs were shaking, and trying to hold back the tears and moving on this stupid ropes course. And I made it through. And Norma was laughing and joking and you know she was joking about the oh I could do it too. She's always trying to up me, and she got on there and said, I said, babe, you want to stay on the inside? And she went around that first corner and turned around. She's like, oh heck to the no. And here's the thing, I'm sitting there shaking and hovering and doing all this stuff, and the kids were lapping me. They were like, the kids were freaking lapping me, and that's why I was sitting there cracking up. I wonder what the heck. Mm. But what else was I gonna say? And normally you have on these boats you have different meal times. You can dress up and take pictures and really enjoy the night. They have dancing. Certain boats have what's it's like you put on the earphones and you're sitting there dancing like you're at the club, but you're not at the club because it's all in the earphones, so you don't have to worry about the speakers. So it's a silent whatever. It's pretty fun. Um, the thing is, when you they have ports of call where you can get off the boat and check things out. Now, here's the thing: you can go on regular excursions through the cruise line, which is going to cost you an arm and a leg, or you can do a private excursion. They're waiting for you at the gate to sell them to you. But if something happens on a private excursion, the boat's leaving you, and you can't make it back in time. The boat's going to leave you. If you're on an excursion that's paid for by the boat, you won't get left. The boat will actually wait for you. If you're late, they will take all they just won't they'll pack up all your stuff. And I was looking at the video, they'll pack up all your stuff and leave it at the port. Ain't that crazy? So have that in mind. I have this phobia. I gotta see that boat wherever I'm at. If I don't see that boat, I start spazzing out. That's just me. I start spazzing out. Good morning, uh, Garden Quilt. I start spazzing out. But it's fun to get off the ship. I like walking around the port. There's been a few times that I went on excursions. I spazzed out. Um, I think it was our honeymoon cruise. Charles rented a car. We drove to the other side of the freaking island. I'm like, oh my God, where's this boat? I'm gonna die. Help me, Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. But we made it back. Um, Also, what else? What else? What else? And I wrote all this stuff down, but I had to watch it. It's dark and I can't see, so I'm just going from the top of my head. um, you can again. You can take a lot of pictures of your time, and you can. There's places where you can actually have quiet time to read. They have most places. Most boats have an adult only section, so if you're tied in the kids, you can go in there. And there's a few times I had to run some teenagers off because I'm like, I didn't care because I was so sick of kids. And I seen these teenagers and I said, hey, bro, it's adults only. You need to leave. And he looked at me and I looked at him. I said, nah, man, I done paid all this goddamn money. Nah, y'all been running rampant over there. Go through them doors, please. And then after that, I was calling security. You know what I mean? But these cruises, it's like um, it's like a chance to be pampered, even if you don't have money, even if it takes you a while to save up for it. It's a chance to be pampered. It's a chance to have fun and overeat. Yeah, you can drink a lot. The drinks are kind of expensive, a little less than club prices, but they're up there. Um, you can get off the boat in most of the places that are off the boat at the ports and at the they're a bit on the strong side. You can have a good time. Just making sure don't overdo it so you can remember how to walk back to the boat. Um, those things are possible, and that's why when people you see like these people that have these cruise channels, why they love cruising is it's the chance to be pampered. It's just a chance to live the fantasy of no worries in the world. Um, even on these ships the last couple of days because of the storms, even on those you still have days where it straightens out and you have a good time. Guys, enjoy yourself. If you ever decide to do it, if you ever need have any questions or advice, ask me, Charles. um, um, there's other cruise channels that are out there. Cruising is fun anytime. um, what you call it? I forgot my man with the big beard. Um, Armstrong Adventures. Armstrong Adventures don't play. He's about his cruising videos and stuff like that. You can have fun. They also have casinos. So um, I hope that was a little help, but it was just something different. I'm trying to choose some different ideas, some different talking points. But now I find out I can have all the talking points in the world, but I drive in the dark, so it's kind of stupid. But I'm just gonna maybe have to memorize some stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for being a part of our talk this morning. Coming up next is Wellness for Fuga Mama. And enjoy your workout. Uh, I'm gonna get back on. I'm getting back on track, and getting situated. And as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, then know that God loves you, and I love you too. See you guys tomorrow.